recording. Yes, please.
All right. So, good afternoon again, everyone. My name is Nehanung Thombam, and I will be your anchor for the session. So, we have Shreya serving as a reporter, and Ruchi has a technical assistance. So, I welcome you all for the Roundtable Session 1, which is titled Folk Arts as Knowledge System Exploring Vernacularity Across Visual and Performative Traditions. So, to lead this dialogue, it is my immense pleasure to introduce our chair, Ms. Dhruba Nanda, a research scholar at the Center for Folk Culture Studies, University of Hyderabad. And our chair will be in conversation with our esteemed practitioners, Dr. Kumara Swamy ji, Ms. Anindita Roy, and Geeti Karmakar. So each speaker has 20 minutes to share their insights. Then after we're done with all the speakers, it will be followed by a collective discussion. So we're keeping the Q&A session after we're done with the discussions. So I'd like to call upon the chair to take over. Ms. Dhruba.
Uh, Thank you so much, Neha, for such a warm introduction. So today, I don't know why I have been given this opportunity to chair this session, but okay, but I will try my best. So the topic for today's discussion is folk arts as knowledge systems, vernacularity across visual and performative traditions or arts. So folk arts can be understood not simply as aesthetic or decorative practices, but as complex knowledge systems that emerge from the lived experience, memories, and ecological relationships of communities. Embedded within everyday life, these artistic forms functions as repositories of collective knowledge, carrying within them histories of place, systems of belief, social norms, and ways of interpreting the world. Whether expressed through visual media such as ritual paintings, textiles, pottery, body adornment, and craft traditions, or through performative practices like storytelling, music, dance, and oral epics, folk arts encode layers of meanings that are transmitted across generations. In many societies, particularly where written archives were historically very limited, these forms have served as vital mechanisms through which communities preserve and circulate knowledge about environment, kinship, cosmology, labor, and identity. Central to this understanding is the notion of vernacularity, the deeply localized character of cultural expression that emerges from the interplay between language, landscape, material, resources, and everyday social practices. Vernacular artistic traditions are not produced within formal institutions or elite cultural frameworks. Rather, they evolve within communities themselves, shaped by shared experiences and collective participation. The pigments used in a painting, the rhythm of a work song, the motifs woven into a textile, or the gestures embedded in ritual performances often reflect intimate relationships with local ecologies, seasonal cycles, and community histories. Through these forms, knowledge is not simply communicated but enacted, but also embodied, allowing artistic practice to function simultaneously as pedagogy, memory, and social commentary. So today's panel invites us to engage with folk arts across visual and performative traditions through the framework of vernacular knowledge by examining how communities encode, transmit, and reinterpret knowledge through artistic practices. We can better understand the intellectual worlds embedded within these traditions. Also, such a perspective also encourages interdisciplinary dialogue across folklore studies, anthropology, art history, and performance studies, of course, while also foregrounding the voices and practices of the communities that sustain these vibrant cultural forms. Through this conversation, I really hope that we get to explore how vernacular artistic traditions continue to shape ways of knowing, remembering, and imagining the world in contemporary contexts. So today, for our session, we have amongst us, I would not like to consider myself, but we have like three eminent personalities and very known people who are like practitioners who are associated with folk art, craft, and traditions. So first, I would like to go introduce our one of our guests, Miss Anindita Rai. She's an accomplished scholar and folk artist from North Bengal. She is a practicing Bhavaya artist, and she's also nationally recognized for her contributions to folk music and internationally acknowledged through cultural representations. And she's also actively pursuing her PhD from Panchanan Barma University, if I'm not wrong. And she's also engaged in teaching, research, and cultural promotion. So my personal association with Anindita D comes from like 10 to 12 years back when she came to Kokrajhar. So there first I met her. She came with her troupe and she used to play the Dotora, and she used to perform. So that's when I first met her in Bishua. So that's my experience with Anindita D. And I still remember her mother, if I'm not wrong, her mother, she was the one who taught me to wear our traditional attire, patani. So that remains like a very core memory for me. So welcome to our panel, Anindita Didi. So I would like to also finish up with all the introductions of the rest of the guests that we have amongst us. So I'd also like to welcome Dr. Kumara Swamy ji. Sir Kumara Swamy, can we please see your face? Like, can you please turn on your video?
Kumar is doing makeup, I think.
Okay, so I'd still like to introduce him. So, sir, Dr. Kumaraswamy, he completed his MPA and then PhD in Theatre Arts from University of Hyderabad. And then he bridges Indian folklore traditions like Oku Katha with global filming. And he has also directed more than 120 theatre performances. He has made 15 research paper presentations and has conducted around 60 workshops at state, national, and international levels. So Dr. Kumaraswamy was also recently awarded as Best Modern Theatre Practitioners by the Government of Telangana in 2018. And the scholarship, he also received scholarship from National Academy of Chinese Theatre, Beijing, China, and multiple awards by Royal Television Society. Cardiff UK directed many award-winning short films. So right now, I think he's currently the head of Z Film School in Hyderabad. And I met Kumaraswamy sir through my supervisor, Dr. Jolly Puthuseri, because Kumaraswamy sir is actively associated with Ogu Katha, which is like a folk art tradition from Telangana. So once again, I would like to welcome Dr. Kumaraswamy ji to our panel.
Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you.
Hi, sir. Hi, sir. Hello, sir.
Hi.
So I would like to go on and introduce our last guest for our today's panel. That is Ms. Geeti Karmakar, who is an assistant professor at the National Institute of Fashion Technology, Jodhpur. She is associated with Department of Fashion Communication and is actively engaged in teaching subjects related to visual communication, storytelling narratives, and design practices. Her academic and research interests focus on the reinterpretation of Indian traditional practices within contemporary spatial design and visual communication. She is particularly interested in exploring how cultural narratives, aesthetics, and indigenous knowledge systems can inform modern design approaches. Along with teaching, she actively participates in national and international seminars, academic coordination, student mentoring, and institutional events, contributing to the creative and intellectual development of design students. So, Geeti Di, welcome to today's session. And I'm so sorry, I was like calling you, spam calling you and messaging you.
No problem. Thank you.
All right. All right. So first, I would like to start with Anindita Didi. So Anindita Didi, please take over please start with today's session. Please open our today's session. And yes, if you like, you can speak in any two languages. I get it. Like sometimes some might struggle with speaking English. So you can also shift between Hindi and English. I think that will be much more feasible if you don't mind.
Okay.
All right. All right. Thank you.
Namaskar, all. I am Anindita. मैं आज मेरे जो इधर का जो गाना है फोक सॉन्ग्स जो रिचुअल बेस्ड गाना है हम लोग का जो भवैया विश्वहरा तुखा और मेरा जो गाना का बारे में जो हम लोग का जो फोक आर्ट्स और जो नॉलेज सिस्टम का बात है इसमें, तो हमारा गाने में बहुत सारा वैसा जो मीनिंग्स है वो हम डिस्कस करेंगे। तो our North Bengal, I'm from North Bengal, तो नॉर्थ बंगाल का जो एक रिचुअल बेस्ड सॉन्ग्स है मेचेनी, हुदुमा, बिशोहरा सभी है इस नॉर्थ बंगाल का रिचुअल बेस्ड फोक सॉन्ग। तो इधर का जो मेचेनी सॉन्ग बेसिकली वो सॉन्ग जो व्रत गान बोलता है, जो रिवर है तीस्ता रिवर हमारे इधर, तो रिवर का जो तीस्ता रिवर का जो उसका देवी को हम बोलते हैं, पूछते हैं तीस्ता बूढ़ी बोल के। तो तीस्ता बूढ़ी को हम नॉर्थ बंगाल का जो ओमेन्स है, जो गांव का जो ओमेन्स लोग है, तो वो तीस्ता बूढ़ी का जो रिचुअल्स बेस्ड गाना है वो हम करते हैं। उस गाने का अंतर्निहित जो अर्थ है वो उसमें बोलता है कि हमको जो एनवायरमेंट जैसे इन्वायरमेंटल का जो अभी का जो ग्लोबलाइजेशन के लिए जो इन्वायरमेंट में जो हम इफेक्ट पड़ रहे हैं, इस गाने में वही बात है। इस गाने में हम वैसे पूजा करते हैं जो हमारे इधर इन्वायरमेंटल को जो क्या बोलते हैं उसको, जो हम लोगों का
डिस्ट्रॉय दीदी, डिस्ट्रॉय
हाँ
होते
जो डिस्टर्ब हो रहा है, तो उसका बात है ये तीस्ता बूढ़ी गाना में। तीस्ता बूढ़ी में जो हम वो सिर्फ एक रिचुअल बेस्ड गाना ही नहीं है, उसके साथ जुड़ा हुआ है कि हमारा जो फर्टिलिटी जो है, जमी का जो फसल उत्पादन होता है, उसके साथ उस गाना का एक रिलेशंस है। और एक है तीस्ता बूढ़ी के साथ जो वो भी रिचुअल बेस्ड सॉन्ग है, जो नॉर्थ बंगाल का ओमेन्स लोग गाते हैं। वो भी एक उसके साथ भी जुड़े हुए हैं बहुत सारा हमारे जो इन्वायरमेंट का जो रिलेशंस गाना के साथ और रिचुअल के साथ जो है हुदुम गाने में भी परफॉर्मेंस बेस्ड गाना है और रिचुअल्स है। उसका बहुत सारा स्टेप होता है, नामानी पर्व, बसानी पर्व, पाथारिया पर्व, घुरानी बसानी, जो स्टेप वाइज होता है। उसके साथ जो हमारे क्या बोलते हैं, जो कृषि जो हमारा बोल देगा जो मिट्टी के साथ जो हमारे रिलेशंस है पानी का, उसके साथ हम लोग हुदुम का जो व्रत करता है। हुदुम में हम बोलते हैं कि जो हमारे एनवायरमेंट का जो हमारे हिंदी बहुत खराब है, समझा नहीं रहा है।
एनवायरमेंट का जो रिलेशन है
हाँ
दीदी,
हाँ
इट्स
हाँ
ओके,
हाँ हाँ
इट्स ओके।
हाँ हाँ,
Nidhi
तो
Dadi,
वही।
I think
हाँ
you can speak in Rajbangshi language, no? It's better. You can
Yeah,
understand.
that's good because vernacularity we are speaking about, so I think we can hear the original language also. That's really great.
হ্যাঁ দিদি ক because I can
সবাই
also
বুঝা
speak
পাবে?
that language, but I don't know if others can understand. That's the
No
problem.
problem.
And
Some
we
of the
really
summary
appreciate.
can be done by Dhruba. No problem.
Okay, I can do that. Yes.
সবাই তো বুঝা পাবার না হয়।
তুই কো তালে মানে তোর যদি
আচ্ছা,
অসুবিধা
আচ্ছা।
লাগে তুই রাজবংশীত কবা পাইস, কোনো প্রবলেম নাই।
আচ্ছা 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 আচ্ছা
হ্যাঁ,
আচ্ছা
অল্প অল্প শিফট করিস, দেন মুই অল্প খালি
হ্যাঁ
কিসে
হ্যাঁ
করবা
হ্যাঁ
মিলে
হ্যাঁ
দিবা পান। হ্যাঁ,
হ্যাঁ
ঠিক
হ্যাঁ
আছে।
হ্যাঁ। তাহলে রাজবংশীতে কম আহ আমার যে লোকায়ত ধর্মাচার কেন্দ্রিক যে গানগুলা আছে, যেমন বিশ্বহরা, বিশ্বহরা গানের যে কথার গানের যে মানে মিনিংস, আমার যে রাজবংশী মানুষের যে জীবনযাত্রার যে লাইফস্টাইল, সেটা উঠিয়ে এসে গানের মধ্যে দিয়া, তার মধ্যেও কিছু আমার জ্ঞানমূলক শিক্ষা আমরা পাই যে সই গানের মধ্যে দিয়া। মুই ছিল মেচেনি সম্পর্কে কও। মেচিনির উত্তরবঙ্গের বৃহত্তম নদী হল তিস্তা। তিস্তার যে মানুষের যে তার যে তিস্তার যে আচার আচরণ, তার যে রহস্যময় গতি, কোনো সময় তিস্তা খুব ভয়ঙ্কর আকার ধারণ করে, কোনো সময় তিস্তা খেয়ালি তিস্তা, রাক্ষসী তিস্তা, বিধ্বংসী তিস্তা, যার ফলস্বরূপ আমরা আগের বার আমার এখানে জল ঢাকাত বড় বন্যা হয়ে গেল, সেই বন্যার যে ক্ষতি হয়ে গেল। তো সেরকম তিস্তাও এক এক সময় এক এক রূপ ধারণ করে। তো তিস্তার যাতে তিস্তা পাড়ের যে জনজীবন, তিস্তা পাড়ে যে আমরা মানসি, আমার যাতে কোনো ক্ষতি না হয়, সেই ক্ষতির জন্য তিস্তাকে উত্তরের মানুষ জলদেবী হিসেবে বুড়ি তিস্তা হিসেবে তাকে মানে। তো সেই তিস্তার যে রাজবংশী সমাজের মধ্যে তিস্তার মানা হয় ঝড় ঝঞ্ঝার দেবী হিসেবে। এই দেবীকে পূজা করিয়া যে নৃত্য গীত আছে, সেটা কওয়া হয় মেচেনি খেলার গান। অঞ্চল ভেদে তিস্তার এই পারে কওয়া হয় মেচেনি, আর তিস্তার ওই পারে কওয়া হয় ভেদেই খেলির গান। এই মেচেনি খেলার বেশ কয়েকটা পর্ব আছে। পর্ব 13-14টা পর্ব নিয়ে এই তিস্তা খেলা মেচেনি খেলা হয়। যেমন নামানি, বসানি, জাগানি, বাড়ি শুদ্ধি, গারাম বাড়ির পূজা, বসানি, ঘর বৈঠানি, তো देहर भूरा भाषानी। लास्ट पर्व होच्छे भूरा भाषानी, मतलब विसर्जन देके उस मेचेनी पर्व का समाप्त कर जाता है। मेचेनी खेलार समय मूलत बैशाख मास, एप्रिल मंथ में मेचेनी व्रत किया जाता है। बैशाख मास धरिया पूजा चले। गृहस्थली महिला गिला दल बांधिया आचार आचरण करी बेड़ाय। 7 दिन धरी काहो पूजा करे, काहो 1 मास धरी पूजा करे मेचेनिर। बाड़ी बाड़ी जाया मागन तुला হয়। তারপরে সেই মেচেনি খেলার যে দল, তার মধ্যে একজন থাকেন মারেয়ানি, যাক মানে লিড করে যায় আর কি। তো সেই মারেয়ানির হাতত থাকে একটা ছাতা, সেই ছাতা দিয়া মেইন তিস্তা বুড়িক নামানি পর্ব মানে তাক স্থান দেওয়া হয়। তার হাতত থাকে একটা ছাতা, আর ছাতার মধ্যে একটা থাকে টোপলা, যেটা শিব ঠাকুর হিসেবে মানা হয়। সেই টোপলার থাকে চাল, হ্যাঁ, ফুল দিয়া তাক শিব ঠাকুরের শিবের ঝোলা কওয়া হয় ওইটা, যেইটা করি শিবের সাথে তিস্তা বুড়ির যে একটা সম্পর্ক, সেইটা আর কি ওইটার প্রতীক হিসেবে ওই ঝোলাটা বান্ধি দেওয়া হয়। তো সেই তিস্তা বুড়ির নানা পর্ব অনুযায়ী গান হয়। বাড়ি ঢুকার সময় একরকম গান হয়, হ্যাঁ, ফোঁটা মারা পর্ব কয়, মানে ঠাকুরের যে ফোঁটা মারা হয় সেই সময় এক ধরনের গান হয়। তো নানা গান পর্বের নানা পর্বে মানে গানে গানে নানা পর্বগুলা মানা হয় আর কি। তো এই নাচের একটা নিজস্ব স্টাইল আছে নাচের, যেমন মাটিত পাও না ফেলিয়া যে নাচটা হয়, তো সেই নাচের মধ্যে দিয়া সেই মানে প্রচলিত বিশ্বাস আছে যে সেই নাচের মধ্যে যেটা মানা হয় যে যেটা এটাকে না শুধু মহিলা গিলাকে থাকির নাকবে আর কি, কোনো পুরুষ এটাই থাকির পারেন না হয়। কারণ যেহেতু এটা মানা হয়, এটা একটা মানে মহিলা কেন্দ্রিক ব্রত, যেহেতু সেহেতু এটাকে না পুরুষের কোনো উপস্থিতি আর কি থাকাটা মানে ইয়ে না হয়, রীতি আর কি মান্যতা নাই আর কি পুরুষের থাকাটা। তো এই তিস্তা বুড়ি হল আদিম সমাজের এক লোকদেবী, যার মধ্যে সেলাকার যে এই মানে সেই সমাজের আমার এই রাজবংশী সমাজের এক লোকদেবী, তার মধ্যে আছে যে কৌম সমাজ ব্যবস্থার যে সর্বপ্রাণবাদ এবং ফার্টিলিটি কাল্টের মূল লক্ষণ দেখা যায় এই তিস্তা বুড়ির দেবী কোয়া হয়। আর এই নদী দেবতা থেকে গ্রাম দেবতা আস্তে আস্তে সেই আঞ্চলিক যে দেবতা রূপে আমরা এলা সেটা মানি। তো কৃষি
দিদি
কেন্দ্রিক আমার, হ্যাঁ
একটা রিকোয়েস্ট, একটা
হুম,
গান করে শোনা পাবি মেচিনি গীতের?
হ্যাঁ 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 হ্যাঁ।
প্লিজ, মানে রিকোয়েস্ট সবাই করিয়েছে যে একটা গান শুনবা, খুব ইচ্ছা
আর
মানসির।
যে পর্বগুলা ধরি যে গান গাওয়া হয়, মেইনলি তো গান মানে গান দিয়েই পূজা করা হয়। তো প্রথম যেই
হুম,
পর্বটার যে নামানি পর্ব হয়, তারপরে বাড়ি বাড়ি যাওয়া হয়। তো নামানি পর্বের একটা গান তাহলে মুই করে শোনাচ্ছ।
শিওর শিওর শিওর।
মোর কথা তো সবাই বোধহয় বুঝা পারছে না রে, তুই কনেক কয়া দিলে ভালো হয়।
So, what she's talking
তুমি
about,
বলে
she's
যাও,
talking about,
ধ্রুবা ধ্রুবা বলে দেবে পরে, বা আমিও বুঝতে পারি।
হ্যাঁ
আমরা
হ্যাঁ
আচ্ছা
এটা
আচ্ছা
হ্যাঁ
আচ্ছা
ঠিক আছে, তুমি বলে যাও।
আচ্ছা আচ্ছা।
হ্যাঁ,
আহ
তুই গান কর দিদি, কিছু না।
হ্যাঁ, ঠিক আছে। নেচেনির প্রথম পর্বে যে গানটা হয়, ঠাকুর গোসানির গান, সেই গান। আসিয়ানো খনিমা মোর দুয়ারে, গৃহিলেখ পাও। আসিয়ানো খনিমা মোর দুয়ারে, গৃহিলেখ পাও। আগো বাড়ি শুদ্ধ করো, বিধু বাপ মাও। ওই শুনগে দিদি ও গে বাই। গীতাহানি যে ধুয়া দিশে চকরিয়া পীরা। গীতাহানি যে ধুয়া দিশে চকরিয়া পীরা। ওই তাতে না বসিছে মেসে নিয়া ন মারিয়া। ওই শুনগে দিদি ও গে বা। তো এই হল নামানি নামানি পর্বের প্রথম গান। তারপরে যে পাথারিয়া গান, যে ঘুরি ঘুরি যে নানান রকম ভাবে হয়, এটা হচ্ছে ঠাকুর জেলা বসায় সেলাকার গান। তারপরে নানান রকম গান উমার সাথে সাথেই আহ মানে বান্দিয়া ওই সিচুয়েশন অনুযায়ী উমা গান বানায় আর কি, তিস্তা বুড়ির। আর ভাসানির ওরকম আরেকটা গান করছো, যেটা আর কি উমা পাথারিয়া গান কয় আর কি। পাথারিয়া গান মানে ধরো কারোর সাথে মানে জেলা রাস্তা এই বাড়ি থেকে ওই বাড়ি মাগুন তুলি যায়, সেলা যে পাথারত জেলা বেড়ায় সেরকম একটা গান। ভাগিনায় হো রে হে খোপার উপরত ঝুমকা গড়েয়া দে। বাঁশ কাটিবার কেনু রে ভাগিনা, বিহিরু বাঁশের থো। কানের সোনা খসিয়া পহরিল জেলায় দিনু কো। ভাগিনায় রে হে খোপার উপরত ঝুমকা গড়েয়া দে। তারপর আরেকটা পূজার গান। আজি কেনে ফুলের বাস উঠে রে। আজি কেনে ফুলের বাস উঠে রে। না জানি মাও মেছনি কোনখানে সাজে। সাজুক সাজুক মাও মোর আপনকার মনে। সাজুক সাজুক মাও মোর আপনকার মনে। আজি কেনে ধূপের বাস উঠে রে। আজি কেনে ধূপের বাস উঠে রে। না জানি মাও মেচেনি কোনখানে সাজে। সাজুক সাজুক মাও মোর আপনকার মনে। সাজুক সাজুক মাও মোর আপনকার মনে।
সেই সুন্দর দিদি, like it's amazing. So, like I think we all were like waiting for a folk performance like this. We were looking forward eagerly to listen to someone actually perform something in this whole conference from the whole day. So, Didi, like একটা request from my
হুম
side. তুই এখন
হুম
এখন মানে দোতরা দাঙ্গিয়া মানে এখন গান গান
আচ্ছা
গাওয়া
আচ্ছা।
পাবি?
আসলে তিস্তা বুড়ি গানত তো মানে ওইটা এমনি গানু, কারণ কি হাতত তালি
এমনি
দিয়ে
গান
গান
করার,
গাওয়া
হ্যাঁ।
হয়, দোতারা ইউজ
অল
হয় না।
রাইট।
আর দোতারা দিয়া
হুম
খাওয়াইয়া তাহলে করে শোনাছো একটা।
হুম, শিওর।
তো আচ্ছা, তিস্তা তিস্তা পাড়ের যেহেতু, তাহলে তিস্তা নদী নিয়ে একটা গান গাছো। তিস্তা নদীর পাহাড়ে পাড়ে রে, ও মৈশাল কোলায় চাহারে খুশি, সাহাঞ্জে সকালে বাহাজান দতরা নদীর পাড়ে বসি মৈশাল রে, সাহাঞ্জে সকালে বাহাজান দতরা নদীর পাড়ে বসি মৈশাল রে। মহিষের পাল ঘুরিয়া বেড়ায় রে, ও মহিষাল ভাঙ্গে কাশিয়ার বন, হর যুবতীর বুক ভাঙ্গে তোর দাতরার পাই জহন মহিষাল রে, হর যুবতীর বুক ভাঙ্গে তোর দাতরার পাই জহন মহিষাল রে। তিস্তা নদীর পাহাড়ে পাড়ে রে, ও মৈশাল কোলায় চাহারে খুশি, সাহাঞ্জে সকালে বাহাজান দতরা নদীর পাড়ে বসি মৈশাল রে।
খুব সুন্দর অনিন্দিতা দিদি, খুব সুন্দর। সো আমি আরো কথা কম, but like now we would like to hear from Sir Kumara Swamy ji. I think he's still online, I guess. Sir, are you
Yeah,
there?
I'm here. Yeah. Fine.
Yeah. So I think you can also start with your
Sure,
speech today.
sure.
Didi তুই mute করে দিস, ভিডিওটা অন রাখ, মিউট করে দে।
Kumara
Okay,
also speak, right?
First of all, I would like to thank Dr. Jolly Pudusari sir and also nicely moderating this session about you, like Dhruba, or what is that you want to say, like your name?
Dhruba,
Sir, it is Dhruba.
Dhruba Nanda, right? Dhruba Nanda. I really, Nanda name I like a lot actually. That's striking me in my mind, though, so that's what I little bit confusion about that. Okay, and Anindita ma'am, really good song. I really like to appreciate you because this afternoon anyway we are in lazy situation after having a good lunch. So, but with your song, you evoked a lot of things in our minds. So this subject, especially this topic itself, is having a lot of emergency in India, very high emergency in India, because the Indian knowledge systems are evolving slowly. So in that sector, folk arts as knowledge systems is really a big and a powerful subject to be relooked into, and also need to understand properly. That's really very important thing. Because just now we saw that, while ma'am speaking in other language and also speaking in her own language, we can experience that. So that's what, as I said, in our folk theater workshops also, Gukatha workshops, I used to say, like, Bharat means, Bhava Raga Thala is Bharat, India. So Bhava is important actually. Bhava is everywhere. That feeling we can understand without language understanding. Also, we can understand, we can connect entire India without having any knowledge about any kind of languages. So because we are united with the diversity and a superpower on this earth, so we are very special on this earth, because thousands of folk art forms existing, and unknown forms also, unnoticed forms also still existing. So as a Center for Folk Culture Studies, this department and also this kind of activities and initiatives definitely helps for our Indian knowledge systems as a knowledge repository, as a big knowledge repository, because every state is having its own kind of style of language type, vernacular language type, because people centered actually. Folk art means nothing but people centered. It's not fabricated at all, or it's not transformed from anywhere. It's not inspired by something, but it's completely from the people, by the people, the people. As democratic country, we say the folk arts also same like that. And also the main important thing is all the folk arts wherever you observe in this country, all associated with the nature. Nature is the super center for these all folk art forms. And the five elements, like sun, sky, water, air, earth, every element of five senses, five elements is having its own kind of praying gods. Like Madam Anindita ma'am also mentioned that Grama Devata, she said somewhere, like Grama is in Telugu also we say Grama Devata, village goddess. So there's, I think, the same link, like the same word coining the same way. I related with that. So I'm especially talking about Telangana context. I also worked in a organization previously. It's called Telangana Samskritika Sarathi, TSS. So this Telangana Samskritika Sarathi evolved from the artists who contributed during the Telangana statehood movement through their songs and writing, and also dance and different kinds of art forms involved in the movement. So now this Telangana Samskritika Sarathi emerged in 2014 by the newly elected government in our Telangana state. So they initiated and they recruited 550 artists as employees in that organization. All folk art form related folk art background artists recruited as employees in the state government. So purpose of this is very simple. Their job is to take the government schemes and necessary government propaganda to the local people in their own languages, in their own dialects. So there you'll understand the communication, the medium of communication is simplified through these folk artists to reach the ground level people in the state. So there we can quote one thing like Haritaharam. Haritaharam is a scheme initiated by Telangana government. It's about planting the trees, because of we are cutting trees and all, like our heat temperature levels are increasing on this earth. So this scheme is to motivate and inspire the people to plant the trees across the Telangana landscapes. So there many songs evolved to take this meaning towards the people, to motivate the people. One of the song I remember, still I remember, like మొక్కలు నాటమ్మ మొక్కలు నాటమ్మ ఆకాశం చుక్కల లెక్క చెట్లను పెంచన్న గాలివాన మనకే దక్క. This is a first pallavi of this song. This is saying that you have to plant the trees like stars in the sky. You have to plant the trees like a bed sheet on the earth. We are just giving the green mat to the earth. So this kind of lyrics, actually these are very localized, vernacular, and every mass audience also understands this. If we sing this song in English, nobody will understand, nobody will get. The mass is like heavily living in the villages. So in their own language they used to write the songs, they used to take the schemes towards the people. So this is one aspect. The other one is performance based. Even we have Ogukata, as Nanda mentioned, and Harikata, Burrakata, and Chindu Yakshaganam, Dappu, and the different instruments also there. Very huge performing arts culture is there in Telangana. So in Ogukata style also, they will write the songs, they'll write the speeches, they'll attract the mass audiences. So even I interviewed many Ogukata artists in Telangana. They also said that they are trying to convey the local issues and local protest songs through their art form. So this is what the importance of folk arts in building the Indian knowledge systems is really playing the important and crucial role. There is no doubt at all. And the vernacularity is the center of attraction, I can say that. Without that, I think if you evolve into different kinds of languages or advanced languages, or we adapt from Western countries, I don't think the Atma, the soul of India, will be missing somewhere. The soul of India is lying in the people's language. The soul of India living in the villages, the roots. So I think, fortunately, anyway, at this moment we are focusing on the through the folk arts Indian knowledge systems with this point of perspective, point of exploring the different possibilities of researching or academic works, or bringing those forms into the mainstream academic practice or mainstream area media. Also, even through media also we can explore a lot. So lot of possibilities are there in this sector actually. So I am also planning to have a lot of interviews to connect by the experts, like people participating in this talk today. So that is also one of the new door we are opening through our media school, the film school in Hyderabad. We settled in Hyderabad. So I think Telangana Sanskrit Sarathi, one of the case study what I'm talking about is one of the only India's greatest initiative actually. So if every state really identifies the artists and gives the proper platform for them to survive for their life and the livelihood they provide, then definitely they'll do magic. And it's a big revolution. It's going to happen through folk art form. There is no doubt at all. For any kind of communication, this is the most effective communication than any other medium with economy of budget. We don't need cameras to do a film on planting the trees and all. Like single song is enough. And recently the trend is going on, like a single song making the people to win in the elections. A single song. So what is happening in that song? Those songs actually, the lyrics are so powerful, highly powerful. It's touching the heart of the mass people directly in their own language, and it touching the emotion. It triggering the point of the taking decision to whom to vote also. So you will understand the importance of folk arts and importance of vernacularity in the performing tradition. Also, really highly powerful. Even you take any politician, even KCR is one of the example. He's a great orator in Telangana local dialects. He speaks local dialect in the appropriate context actually, because south and north is different in Telangana. We speak different dialects. So, but he catch that point. He uses the riddles and the local issues. He addresses with the beautiful language oration. So that's why he is most attractive and popular figure in our Telangana history by through achieving the Telangana statehood. The dream of Telangana state come true because of his own skills. That's nobody is denying that. So this, I think, now the world is really shifting towards in different directions after social media and digital impact on the youth and everyone. The lifestyles have changed already. We know, everyone knows. We are also experiencing it because we never thought the class or the speech, the sessions will happen like this. This is a magic for me. Even I'm connecting with many participants through just I'm sitting here in the vehicle. Actually, I'm a little busy before. So that's the magic of technology. There is no doubt. But however, how much technically we are developed, and that's not the real development at all, and that's not the even the meaning of life at all actually. So the meaning of life lies in the uh, the moments we lived, the truly enjoyed, the moments truly means what? Whatever that happens through heart. So art is through heart. That's really only in these days that is happening in folk arts. So we should really appreciate and encourage and take forward this power of art forms and the understanding through vernacular languages. We need to respect vernacularity. Sometimes if I speak in my own mother tongue and the own dialect, people looks at me, staring at me like different kind of looks. Like if I go to somewhere, if we meet our own people, we open up. We open up. Are kya em chestunnaro bhai, em chestunnavo bhavana, tammudu bhavana, tinnava. And if I say that, then they'll feel like ashamed. Sometimes I don't know why people are ashamed of speaking their own mother tongue. Their own root, the expression of root actually. That's the root cause for where we born on this earth, where we have that identity, the uniqueness. So we need to understand the uniqueness of vernacularity. That's really very important. We need to give pride and focus on to that. And I think a lot of research and a lot of things to be done in the coming years and future. That way, I think you scholars also contributing a lot and trying to bring the essence of the folk arts and vernacularity in the folk art from traditions in different regions and all. So, of course, I think this is my short topic. I would like to conclude with this, and I would like to thank again Dr. Jollypur sir for giving this opportunity, and Dhruba Nanda also. I would like to thank a lot her for really doing wonderful moderation. And also, I am also remembering that that session, Ogukata, also you danced really very well. In that workshop, I saw the videos actually. It's going to be released very soon. The Gods in the Voice, also that full film, documentary film. I saw your videos, and then I come to know that you are really already into art, performing artist. So that's the reason I found the rhythm and the performance on that day. Yeah. Thank you very much. Thanks to all the participants, and I wish you all the best and all success in coming more sessions and all this in this seminar. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. So, sir, thank you, sir, for your speech. And actually, we wanted to hear more about like the kind of films and the dramas that you have worked with, because we already know that you are associated with Ogukatha. So can you just please
Yes.
say a few words about that? Like, we'd really like to know.
Sure. Yeah. Actually, films, I did several short films which are recognized by international awards and national awards and state awards also. I used all this. One film is about a Telugu teacher suffering to exist in this world because of the globalization effect. So he loves the language. He don't want to leave the language, and of course English language is dominating him. So how he survived and how he sustained with the language skill, and how he again re-modified himself to the modern world is one of the story. That's one thing. And other story is about a missing girl from a village with the circumstances and all. And other one is like especially with Ogukatha, Gods in the Voice is one of the documentary film recently we did, and that's going to release in this month end. And the trailer also going to happen in our Center for Focal Studies on 13th of this month. Jolly sir planned that, and we are also coming to the center and doing that. And based on Ogukatha, I did very unique thing in India actually. There's one thing I want to share. I was there in China for 1.5 years actually, in different intervals, and I was there. I taught about Indian theater and Indian classic theater, Navarasa concept, and all to the Chinese students for some time. And then I was also a student in National Academy of Chinese Theatre Arts as a Indian student there. I learned about their Chinese culture and wushu culture, and also Peking opera culture and their voice culture and all. Later, when I come back, then India, then I think. There I experienced that Monkey King is a character in Chinese history actually. So the Monkey King character is very similar to Hanuman in India. So I immediately experimented with that idea. When Monkey King and Hanuman meets each other, what happens? What kind of encounter happens? How they share each other, the brotherhood, or what happens that way. We presented this drama in Ogukatha style actually. So Ogukatha artist comes and they introduces the play, and then Hanuman and Monkey King comes and they performs the episodes, different episodes. So that is a huge success in Ravindrabad, Hyderabad. This experimental theater show. We got appreciation from Chinese embassy also. They said they also encouraged us to carry forward this kind of intercultural productions to build the understanding between the nations and culture. Because culture only connects. Nothing else in this world. Actually, everything is zero. Actually, the wars, what is happening now, the wars, Iran and American Israel war also. I don't think a meaning in that actually. It's something. It's a we are ourselves. We are destroying in different direction. Actually, we are not understanding properly what is life, why this life, and what is nature, why this human being, and how we are associated with the different species on this earth. We are not. We lost everything. We are running in different mechanism actually. That's really sad situation. So in that way, with Ogukatha, we experimented lots of intercultural productions, and fortunately, I got an opportunity to explore Ogukatha team to different states actually, Bangalore, Haryana, and our Central University itself. This is all first kind of initiation we are bringing into workshop model actually. We are trying to connect with the different states also. We want to conduct workshops so that people at least they know that in Telangana this performing arts culture is there. So we will learn something with that. That way we are looking after many associations also. Any of you, if you want to collaborate with our company, definitely we are ready to collaborate and we are ready to come and give wonderful workshop that will be definitely lifetime memory, because all the art forms, folk art forms, having rhythm, songs, special songs, and dance movements, different instruments, different sounding patterns, costumes, the way they deliver, the voice culture, and everything is quite different. We can learn a lot actually. I think that's why our lifetime is not enough to learn many things, but at least we focus one or two things to learn in this lifetime. Thank you. Yeah, I think this is short experience with the Ogukatha and all.
Thank you, sir, for sharing such brilliant, insights from your experience, which is, I think it's very, I think we are very fortunate to have you amongst us, because you went to China, and having known that Peking opera and the whole tradition of Peking opera is so grandiose, and seeing that and experiencing that beforehand, on first hand basically, and then incorporating that with Ogukatha, or maybe bringing elements, experimenting with it. I think it takes a lot of mental fortitude and that creative spirit somewhere inside you, where you can experiment with this. I think it's very beautiful. But yeah. So we would like to continue with you, but again we have amongst us our Geeti ma'am. So we
Sure.
request you to please be online, and then so we can have a 3 artist as conversation. So
Sure.
now
Thank
we would like to move to Geeti Di. Geeti Di, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, so you can start. Yeah.
Good afternoon, all, and thank you, Jolly sir, and you, and obviously that for Culture Studies department. As a faculty in a National Institute of Design, fashion design, my journey for the last 3.5 years, it's a very vast experience, and I explore several things. It is not just the folk culture. It is not just only just how the knowledge system derived, a knowledge system carried forward, but at the present situation, in fact, we are also struggling with as a faculty how we can balance between the digital or the virtual world and the folk culture, which is totally physical world, which is talking about the physical connectivity, physical understanding, and all that emotional things. So with that experience, and right now I am in Rajasthan for the last 3.5 years. So Rajasthan is such a place where we have lot of traditional culture, traditional practices, performance. One of that I like to bring here, that is cover art. Covered art, it's nothing but a covered is a box. Covered means covered, means it is closed. It has the talking about the relationship, and it has the dynamic aspects of migration of a community. It has the aspect of political survive. It has the aspects of performance, religious belief, and it's bring back to the time of Bhakti movement. So these covered now, it is only in Rajasthan covered. There is another covered which is practiced in Odisha. That is also not in very prominent right now. But in Rajasthan, only in Chittargarh area, only 2 communities who are practicing, who are actually doing this covered art. And it has 2 dimensions. One is they have to construct this shrine. The Sutar community, that means the carpenter community, they actually construct the shrine with wooden shrine. And the other group who is Sutradhar. Sutradhar is nothing but who can narrate the story. And the Sutar community, they during the time of Bhaktiism, they shifted from the Fatehpur to Chittorgarh for their survival, and hiddenly they start constructing this shrine. So that time, traveling to the temple was totally banned. So political pressure was there to stop that religious practices and everything. And this is the artifacts, this is the evidence. From there, they start building that, they constructed that shrine. If the worshipper can't go to the temple, but temple can come or reach to the worshippers. So from that concept, it's called as a movable shrine. So that has the beautiful narrations, and it has that Anindita told, explained that one episode after episode. It's, you have to unveil the door one after one. The exact Indian traditional concept and design, architectural design of Indian architecture. We can see that it is a very minimal version of that. So, but what is the problem right now? Their next generation is not ready to carry that practice, because nowadays that consequences of that practice, there is no any religious ban, and there is no any social constraint. You can't move, anyone can move to travel, or can practice their religious practices. So now it is total, that relevance is totally lost. But that beauty of that design teaches many things. In fact, when I teach my students about the graphics, about the space division, how can for the exhibitions, or that space division for the set design, I used to refer this example. For a small wooden piece of box can unveil the episode one after one. And ultimately you have to reach the God, the main shrine. So that is the knowledge system, and it has the journey from the political shift in political pressure, then it's the religious belief, and then to the performance. That whole circle, it's talking about how that physical entity enforce you people and we to learn about how we can go one after one step ahead one. And it has that nowadays for their survival, especially these two families, for their survival, they used to narrate, and they used to take the references of different governmental policy like Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao. And because of only that survival. But somehow that beauty is lacking. Somehow that it's losing that beauty, that narrations. They are trying to cope up. And very difficult when I, as a faculty, I teach the students. My student used to ask this question, ma'am, what is the relevance of these kinds of art practices in nowadays? Why should we learn this? Because after our completion of our academics, we have to work with the virtual world, which I can, and there is a very pressure of Western things, Western dominations, and all that. So in that way, it is very difficult for them to survive in this situation. So we are recently we had a practice with them, that community, that who can sing for them, who can narrate the song, who can construct the lyrics for them, to they can evolve in a new genre, or they can survive for the future. Otherwise, after a after a 5 or 10 years, or almost after the 15 years, it will be totally die. There will be no existence of these kinds of artifacts or art practices. But Rajasthan, it's a one side it is that, and other side there are like ajrak, then that block printing. But they build up their emperor on the base of these cultural things. And surprisingly, the actual artisan, they're totally deprived. So I'm very fortunate the NIFT is working with that one side. They're trying to working with that artist to encourage them. And always we are trying to balance with that virtual world and real life world. And I like that how Anindita narrate the song, that how it is connectivity with the womanhood or woman physiology with the ethnography. And it is it's very specific in different culture and different I found in Rajasthan the same thing. In Ajrak, you can, if you see the motifs, you can find out the essence of the ethnographic essence of this area. That color, that design, that geometrical patterns, these many things just narrate silently the ethnographical taste or ethnographical structure of this particular area. I have a lot of things to say, but I will conclude that belief system somehow it is transformed due to the cultural exploration and the cross-cultural identity, but somehow it is survived because of the practice and because of the narration of the entire craft system, especially that covered art. But I like the greed, how they divide the space within a small. It is a small one. It is 3 inches by 5 inches. So in that small place, they beautifully divide that space and narrate one after one. That is a similitude with the scroll painting, but scroll is a 2-dimensional, but covered is a totally 3-dimensional. Right now, I don't have that covered with me. Otherwise, I can show that. I could show that one. But that space division, the narration, that visual narration, that communicate, that narrate, how they beautifully narrate and go through one after one episode. And that is what GK sir said, keep media studies also taking the help of these kinds of narration or traditional knowledge system and traditional understanding of these practices. And it is silently they're working, the evidences are there, but that Western hangover, it's totally trying to constrain us, there is no relevance of that. But it is the high time where we have to understand, and we are trying, and obviously you are very fortunate you have these kinds of platform where we can talk about, or we can see or experience that traditional practices. So I will end up here. Thank you.
Thank you, Geeti Di, for bringing us the story of cupboard. Cupboard, I don't know how to spell it, like cupboard art or cupboard box art, I think, if I'm not wrong. So you talked about like
Geeti should have shown some picture of cover.
yes, yeah, Di.
In her mobile, she will show all of us. This is a wonderful moment for me. I'm seeing my students online.
Okay.
That is very far. We can't go offline. And university is not going to fund our travel, no.
Okay, sir. Just joking. Okay, chalo. Go ahead. No, I was joking and I take it seriously. Go ahead. Dhruba.
But we want you to take seriously and next time fund our travel.
So
I will
Geeti
do,
di,
I will do,
please
I will
first
do.
Yes,
show
yes.
us a photo. Yeah.
Just a minute. Just a minute. I'm sharing Dhruba with you. Can you? I'm sharing. I shared with you.
I can show on my phone like this, but I have to make my screen bigger. Wait.
No, 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 no.
I think you can drop in the messages if it's possible. This with the
Yeah,
message.
yeah. I'm
Image.
trying.
Wait. Wait. Let me
Let
see
me
what I can do.
download.
You can WhatsApp me, Dhruba. I can share my screen.
Yeah, I was just joking. Like, please go ahead. Dhruba.
अरे रुको सर
Because
बोल दिया है तो
इसके बारे में बोला. I know she has sent me the photo. I know that, but the people should know.
yes. Sir, it's not allowing me to share my screen. I don't know why.
So sorry, I got disconnected. So sorry. I don't know what happened to my system. Hello?
Can you?
Dhruba, you can WhatsApp me. I can share it
Yes,
from
yes.
my screen.
All right. I'm sending it to you. Wait. Just wait. Yeah. This one. Did you get it?
Yeah. And when that Sutradhar used to travel, you can see that lower part, there is this place where they can give their offers. So they have to, it has some economic relevance also, that they have to survive, they have to continue their movement. So they hiddenly practice this performance and every household activity before any auspicious work, any auspicious practices. They used to start with this cover, and it has the box like structure. One after one you have to put the flap, and then one after one that episode will open, 1, 2, 3, 4, and ultimately the main shrine over there. And after the completion of the entire process, entire performance, whatever you wish, you can drop on that box. So that was somehow related to their economic life, economic practices, and also it has, that is the another one. And that is that upper one, that is the shaurya. Mainly here it is their that village god type, their main god is the sun god. They're the worshippers of the sun. So there are two, you can see that with that motives you can identify it is dedicated to which god. That main god is the sun mainly, and other is the Vishnu or Krishna. These two were the basic gods, but now it's totally lost that relevance. Now that beti bachao beti padhao ya padhna likhna zaruri hai, these kinds of social things they transfer. But somehow I felt that beauty and of that time, it's lost. And only now two families are only practices, and their next generation is totally denied to continue this practice. And it is very surprising to me. It is a very beautiful art, I like that grid you can see one after one. Till there for the graphics we are using, but as if we are showcasing it is borrowed from the Western practices. Whatever the graphic things, whatever the virtual things, we are borrowed from the Western. We had nothing, but everything was there in our knowledge system. Everything is there in our tradition. That is, but unfortunately, politically, it is suppressed that, and we can't deny that we are not recognizing this and we are not addressing at all these kinds of things.
Rusha, you can stop the presentation. Yeah. So the what I was wondering, like you shared your experience about like your students asking you like what's the relevance of all this, and like do you feel like somewhere we as human beings, like in today's time, our we as human beings, we have stopped feeling empathy in relation to certain art forms or songs. Like somewhere we have become too rational, so that somewhere we are failing to even associate ourselves with folk art traditions like this, because somewhere I have come to see like people gravitating to more towards like Western traditions and all. It's okay, fine, we understand it's an influence of the globalization or whatever that is. Like the whole global world is a village now. So, but somewhere, do you think that we have also stopped feeling empathy, or like a kind of like, that love and respect that we should have? Because these all art forms are related or associated with human emotions, because it's a sign of devotion, because carrying a shrine with you, it's also a sign of empathy and human emotion. So that's what I wanted to understand from you.
See, empathy is such a kind of intangible things you can't grow overnight. You have to practice, go through the practice from your childhood. Our CBSE has the curriculum. It is there. They have to practice that folk art and all that. But I am sorry to say that most of the art teachers, what they're doing, they're taking up that gond art, which is very easy. Okay, that's taking the motives. But folk art is not a motive. Folk art is not talking about the motive. Folk art is much more deeper sense. But we are not going to that. That the children have no idea ki why that Gond art is like that, why it is, what is the relevance of that community, why the color is such like that, why it is the triangle, that geometrical basic shapes, and how it is related and represent their life. So these culture, that education is not there. That knowledge system, if you need to bring that empathy, so then you have to you have to penetrate from the very childhood, from the very very lower level education system. It is not overnight is not possible. After a certain when we are using laptops, you are using AI, everything it's technical. So, and when I am asking you, you should empathize with these people, it's not at all possible, because ultimately they have also survived in this world. After that education system, after that completion of their education training, they have to survive in this world. So that time, very few, that is more less than 1%, who are able to recognize the importance of this traditional Indian art. That number is a very less, and everyone is by we have to survive ourselves. So that is a struggle, and that is the political pressure, socio-political pressure also. We are imposed them by you have to make your career. After making your career, you can think about the social activities. For them, it is like a social activity. So that is the problem. Problem is from the very root. That is a very less scope in child education system in our country.
All right. Thank you, Geeti. So, like, I would like to go to Sir Swamy, sir. Are you there, sir?
Yeah. Hi. Yeah.
Yeah, hi, sir.
Yes.
I had one question, like not a question, just like I wanted to know your opinion regarding like uh, the response to Ogukatha in cosmopolitan spaces like Hyderabad. Like Ogukatha is a very grassroots level. It's connected very deeply, very it's very rooted in a village tradition or like indigenous traditions, right? So,
Yeah.
what is the response to Ogukatha or Dapu or this
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
folk art forms
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
Telangana in cosmopolitan spaces like Hyderabad or any
Yes.
other space? Like,
Yeah.
what's the response to it?
Yeah. Actually, this is a completely a new world for them. Actually, whoever comes to Ogukatha performance, it's a
Mm-hmm.
completely new world. They got excited and also surprised by watching it. Actually, first of all, and they got surprised because there is no text for them, so it's all oral tradition. How this imaginary characterization, portraying characterizations, and also storytelling patterns and the singing styles, everything is improvised. You know how it's going to happen. This is a magical moment for many of them actually. So I think this is only a beginning and a starting point. This is a very low level starting point actually. This moment, but I think this should happen rigorously in all the aspects, like in different cities and across the country. We need to exchange we need to exchange through the folk theater forms, different states. They can learn, because experiential learning is a lifetime experience. Experiential learning is the only lifetime experience that gives lot of indirect and direct benefits to the any participant, either kids or elders or old age people also. That experience you never uh, avoid till their last breath. So we need to make many participants to get experience of the any particular form, especially Ogukata related. I watched, I took the reviews and also their opinions after the workshop also. They are like, amazed with the experience within that performance style. I think it's having a lot of scope actually, a lot of scope, because even I was a, a team leader for Telangana's cultural team. Once Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat, I led the team of all the women artists who sing Batkamma songs, traditional songs in Telangana. So we went to Haryana. This Haryana and Telangana having mutual understanding to exchange their cultures and learn also. So they learned their Haryana's dance, and also Haryana students learned this in Telangana Batkama, and they enjoyed a lot. That's one of the greatest moment for them actually. When I was there in as we are talking about China also, Peking Opera, and when I am learning Peking Opera, small gestures and styles of performance, that's really great for me actually. That it's indirectly it's there within my body actually, embodying tradition. That's the memory and all. We talk, I think recently also the same conference held in the Center for Focal Studies in January, I think so. Same way, I think body experiences everything. So body will always remembers us what is that, the essence of that element, especially to our mind actually. So the mind and body synchronization definitely gives the boost for totality of the lifestyle, totality of the understanding and experiencing any art form. And also madam talking just now about empathy thing, empathy, how we can develop the empathy in the individuals. That's really a challenging situation. We can't teach them actually properly. By teaching we can't grow that empathy quality in the human mind, but by experiencing we can create the empathy. That's what I felt through this urban, semi-urban setup performance, conducting workshops. Then, after participating in Ogukatha, the participants are having huge respect for the art form there. They started thinking and interacting with the artists, and they're asking about their livelihood, and how they are living, sir, how they sustain with this form, how they are transforming this form to next generation. These are all came into the limelight now. They show some empathy towards the artists, that's what happening. I think experiential learning is the only solution for developing empathy towards any kind of folk forms in India. That's my opinion. And through Ogukata, that's what I in the message also I sent that till we have a lot of chances to explore, and we need to have a mutual exchanges. And I'm ready to come to any state actually. That's just why I just want to say that. So let's also explore that possibility. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, Kumara, Dr. Kumara Swamy sir, for your beautiful insights. So now, Anindita Didi, are you there? Anindita Didi, yeah. So, what have after hearing all this, like do you want to say a few words like before we move to question and answer session, like anything?
হ্যাঁ, যে স্যারের কথা যে শুনিনু, ম্যামের কথা শুনিনু যে যেই মানে কোথাও যায় যে কইছে রাজস্থানের যে ইয়ার সাথে আমার ইয়ার যে স্টেপ বাই স্টেপ যে আমার গানের যে ধারা তার সাথে যে মিল আছে। তো সব জায়গায় যে আমার যে ট্রেডিশনাল যে কিছু যে জিনিসগুলো আছে সেগুলা কোনোটা জায়গায় একটা মিল খুঁজে পাওয়া যায় আর কি। তো সেইটাই যেটা কইল আর কি, যে ভারত হচ্ছে ভাবের জায়গা, ভারত ভাব রতে রাগ তাল। তো সেই কথাটা আর কি আমার মধ্যেও প্রযোজ্য আর কি, আমার ক্ষেত্রেও।
So now I think we can open our session for question and answer session. Like, if there are any questions, like, okay, Ajit Kumar. Okay, I think you put your question in the comment section if you are not able to turn off your mic. If anyone has any question, they can ask our invited guest.
Yes, Ajit Kumar and Aditi Patel has raised their hands.
Yes.
Can I ask?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, it is from the Geeti about the cover art. So the covered art form, like a lot of artists, contemporary artists, like quite known Ghulam Muhammad Sheikh has used in his art. And there are a lot of this book form art is coming up. We teach in the universities also. So what my question is, like we are incorporating in the visual arts, visual artists and all, how the designers are incorporating those techniques and narrative styles into their practice. How do you teach, like how to incorporate those whether it is about the form or whether it is about the visuals?
Thanks, Aditi. I already said that covered is that there are some grids, right? Because there is a very small space, so they have to divide that space horizontally and vertically, small grid. So for the graphic, I am teaching in storytelling and the basics of the graphic arts. So you can see in anywhere in graphic design that grid is must. But my point was we are saying most of the things we are saying that grid comes from the Western norms. No, it is not. It is already there in a stole painting, covered art pe. There is the grid system, how we can one by one we can narrate for the, in fact also in web design. Web design, we have to follow the grid, basic grids, so that that is the one example. And for the storytelling, where we have to for an design, for an advertisement design. So for that visual or audio visual, so how you can develop the storyboard beautifully, because before going to that shoot or audio visual things, you have to develop the storyboarding. So that is the basic things I used to refer to my students. So we can take that reference after one sequence after one, how they beautifully go through to describe the entire situation or entire storyboard. These two things I can mention. And obviously the narrativism of that covered art, it is very beautifully narrated how the main things that meant towards the center, how you can go through all the experience. Actually, Indian architecture is saying about you have to take all the experience, you have to gather all the experience, then you can meet to the Almighty or that shrine or God. So that how that is in advertisement, that is transformed as a main character or as the main focal point. So how you can gradually develop that narrative arcs, and then you can reach the peak, and then you can go down or solve the problem. That's way for the design students, I used to teach is to give these kinds of example. So they can experience that traditional also, and they can incorporate that traditional and modern also. I think it is fine.
Yeah, thank you.
So
I
thank you. Oh, okay. Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah. So I have just one question for the Geeti.
Yes.
The practice you are referring to carrying a deity in the procession outside the temple, why it's happening? Don't you see it's raised the question of the caste system, which where some certain class could not enter in the Garbhagriha or Santam. So God comes out the temple. And how would you explain or this practice? Means which community is performing this?
Right now, only one I found only one community, that is the Sutradhar, what they actually narrator. That is, he is from the lower community. He is not from the Brahmin community. And I found the one major thing here, that's Meena community, who are not at all the Brahmin community in Rajasthan. I found them ki they are the pujaris in temples. What in Bengal I never saw ki non-Brahmin people became the pujaris of temple. But here I found ki I was very surprised ki there are some pujaris who are totally coming from the Meena community. Meena is the scheduled caste community. So they are coming from the lower class people, but that at least it was derived at the time of Bhaktiism, when that going to the temple was totally banned. From that time it was derived.
Okay, so it's like a symbolic inclusion of the lower caste people in the bhakti tradition, or God would come to the street like that, right?
Huh. But there has no any restriction key that they can't go to the non-Brahmin family, or they can only go to the non-Brahmin family, or Brahmin family are used to listen or see or experience that performance. They can go anywhere. That beauty was there in that performance, ki that non-Brahmin community people can go to the Brahmin community houses and non-Brahmin community houses also. That's in that was for me, it was a very surprising.
Okay, right. That's a good thing. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, Gorian.
Thank you.
It's a very interesting session, and it all talks about the interventions of all of you. Geeti, given a chance, she has intervened into bringing a folk art into the curriculum, and make sure Kumara has made possibilities. While he was working in Christ, he has taken the Ogugada troupe to the communication discipline there, then did the workshop, then he intervened with many of the public agencies to bring in this. He has institutionalized and instituted an award for an Ogugada artist that is going to be happen. Giving awards to the Ogugada artist, that is like a recognition. So that's the thing. And he is a UK trained director, film director. So his film is going to be released. So that will also give us some hope. So, and I'm sure that Anindita Ray might have got into many multiple interventionalist contexts of taking this particular her singing and her ability of performance to the schools, to the public spaces, to the programs, Otherwise, Dhruba Roy, you must instigate and make possibilities for making the folklore applicable into and, fusing, piercing into the public domain. That's what CFSR is doing, and wonderfully under MD Imtiaz Ali. So it's something like that we should do. We are going to have a internship program, and in that internship program of also some of the people who are interested, I from that region must visit Anindita Ray, learn couple of songs, relish the moments, write about it. It'll be wonderful. Got my point what I mean. So thank you so much. I love to see my students online. As I said, let all of you come. Let me take a photo, Ray Baba. Let me let me cherish the moment of
We don't believe in virtual photo. We want physical photo.
Where is Aditi ma'am? Kidhar hai re aap? Yeah, came back. 1 minute. Let me take a photo. Because it's very rarely. I never thought that this is a session where a lot of my students are going to come. It didn't come to my mind. Anyway, Ajit should have been our student, but luckily he's not there. He was so lucky. That's why he could finish the PhD early. All my students take a long time to finish the PhD. So anyway, thank you so much. Thank you for coming. I think, are we winding up? I think we have done, huh?
Yes, sir.
Dhruba, you made
Yeah. I will end it. So, like before we end our today's session, Anindita B, one last song from you. One last. Mute kori ne. Tor mute kor. Mute bole. Mute to hoye ache. Mute to খুলে দে. Unmute kor.
আচ্ছা একটা গোয়ালপাড়িয়া সং তাহলে না তোমার দেখা ঝিকো ঝিকো করে রে ঝিকো ঝিকো করে রে আঞ্চলে বাঁধিয়া রে ঝিকো ঝিকো করে রে আঞ্চলে বাঁধিয়া রে যায় নীলি মন গৌরীপুরের হাট রে নীলি মহল নীলায়না কি জোহরা কদমের তলে বৈশরে নীল মহল নীলায়না যায় সে আমাকে দিবে রে গাও ভরা সোনা রে যায় সে আমাকে দিবে রে গাও ভরা সোনা রে তার কুচুরে ঢালিয়ে দেব করে রে নীলমহল নীলায়না কি জোড়া কদমের তলে বৈশরে নীলমহল নীলায়না ঝিকো ঝিকো করে রে ঝিকো ঝিকো করে রে অঞ্চলে বাঁধিয়া রে যায় নীলিমন গৌরীপুরের হাট রে নীলিমহল নীলায়না কি গুণ কি জোহরা কদমের তলে বৈশরে নীলমহল নীলায়না কি হেলা কদমের তলে বৈশরে নীলমহল নীলায়না Thank you.
Thank you. A big round of applause for our
Very
Anindita
nice,
team.
very nice.
So, if we had like excess time within for this session, I could have gone for like another 2 hours or 1 hour. I think we would have bored everyone. But like it was such a beautiful session, and we had such amazing people amongst us who really talked about the importance of vernacularity and how it is important that we sustain it. And just like how in the beginning of the session, Anindita Didi was struggling, but the moment she switched to her own vernacular tongue, she just he just flourished. Like it was so beautiful. And actually, I think that's where we can understand the beauty of our own mother tongue, of the importance of holding or cherishing the vernacularity, the vernacular nature of our folk traditions, of folk art. So as we come to the conclusion, it becomes clear that viewing folk arts through the lens of knowledge systems opens up important possibilities for rethinking the place of vernacular traditions within broader intellectual and cultural discourses. The discussions in this panel today have shown that visual and performative folk practices are far more than aesthetic expressions or remnants of tradition. They are living archives through which communities articulate memory, negotiate identity, and transmit ways of knowing rooted in local experiences. Through paintings, textiles, songs, performances, and oral narratives, these traditions continue to embody ecological awareness, social values, and historical consciousness that are deeply embedded within everyday life. The discussions today also, I think, remind us that vernacularity is not static. Folk arts evolve alongside the communities, but that sustain them, responding to shifts in social relations, mobility, technology, and political realities. In this sense, but the knowledge embedded within these practices is continually being reinterpreted and renegotiated. By paying attention to both the visual and performative dimensions of folk expression, we gain a richer understanding of how knowledge circulates outside formal institutions and how artistic practices become sites of cultural continuity, creativity, and dialogue. I would like to extend my sincere thanks to all our invited panel guests for their insightful contributions, and to the audience for their thoughtful engagement with the ideas shared in today's session. And of course, thank you again so much to Anindita Didi, to Geeti Di, and to Dr. Kumara Swamy sir for being with us, for giving us your precious time. And I would also like to thank our anchor Neha and our technical assistant Ruchi for beautifully handling the session. I couldn't see your faces, but I think you are all here. So thank you so much. And if from my side, if I stumbled or if I did any mistake, please forgive me, because I'm not that used to chairing a session. But thank you once again, and we look forward to having you in our next session, which is, I think, starting from 4:30. So please join us for that, and thank you so much. And yes, if you have any comments or queries, I think you can reach us through our mail. And if you want to reach our invited panelists, you can contact us and you can mail us. We can definitely share your questions or any queries with them. So thank you so much.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Dhruba.
Thank you,
Rucha.
sir. Thank you, Dhruba.
Thank you.
Come back at 4:30. We have a little kickback. So Geeti has given us a keep moving.